another episode brought to you by DRAFTKINGS Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook and app. Deke, not only is it safe, but it is secure, and most importantly, baby, it is reliable. And for all the first-time users out there, if you use the promo code MOATS, you will receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. So, Deke, tell these people to stop wasting time. Like,
the time is now. It really is. It's the most valuable thing we have. Exactly.
So stop wasting it. Download the app, use the promo code, and get an opportunity to make a little money. Sunday sports. It just feels right. So that's why I want to start with Sunday.
What was a good time slot? 1 o'clock because the football game.
Yeah, noon. Yeah,
is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, I just exposed myself because I was.
Bro.
No, because I was gonna say this, dude. I'm a fraud already because.
Oh no.
How much have I watched since that first game? You think?
Oh no! How much?
Take a guess.
Probably 2 periods.
Probably 5 minutes. It was the second game, the Flyers game.
Yeah, the Friday night one. Yes.
I realized it was on.
Yeah.
I'm up in my living room. I'm grabbing dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was on the TV, but my dad was just laying down. I'm like, can we change this channel? Let's throw the Pens on.
Yeah.
So we do, and then 5 minutes go by. I think they were down like 2 or 3 goals. It was like 3-0.
Friday was rough. Friday was a rough game. Yeah.
And then when they scored 2 goals right off the bat, as I'm watching,
they did.
And then I just tuned out and went back downstairs and was like, you know what, I'll catch it.
And then they end up losing 5-2, so you were the jinx.
It was a good decision to do. Wow. Well, you think if I would have stayed watching, they would have came back.
They scored 2 goals as soon as you turned it on.
You're right, maybe.
That's
You're
all
right.
I'm saying, man.
Well, that's what happened. Then I went downstairs, completely forgot about it. And I was just, you know what, I'll catch up to this later. I'll catch up to this. But the games happen so quick again. Yeah. Sunday comes around, and you said it was noon?
Yeah, it started at noon, yeah.
I think I did know that, but I woke up so late, maybe at like 1 o'clock and everything.
But either way, the game, I mean, it went up to right at 3:04, like, because we were on social media kind of joking about the game going into overtime and then going into a shootout. And we're like, dang, man, the Browns, the game started 3:05. Like, we need to hurry up and wrap this up.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jake Gunsel, man. He was able to go ahead and end it for us in a timely fashion. But, yeah. But either way, though, I appreciate the transparency, though. I like this.
Oh, I was definitely going to come out and say it because there's no way I was going to be able to finagle my way through this conversation. So, yeah, and I didn't even tune into the Pens Caps. I had just no interest on Sunday. I was sleepy, and I cut up our prediction vids.
You was cooking, absolutely.
I was cutting up our prediction vids and just never really got around to putting the Pens game on in the background. So, yeah, I came in with the Pens beanie. I watched the first game. I'm all excited and everything, and so far that's what I'm doing right now. I will barely watched any hockey.
I will say this because I'm a very person that likes to do things, you know, routinely. I like to, if this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it every time. And typically, right, when we have these debates, when we're talking about players and stuff, right, sometimes people will bring up just a number and you're like, yo, that's the argument. I'm like, nah, man, the stats don't always tell the story. Man, it's more minutiae, it's more details in it. I keep the same energy here because typically you could just be like, well, you just ain't watch it. They don't need all the storylines and stuff with it. But I do like the storylines because it gives us details. It gives us the understanding as to why the game wasn't watched. You know what I mean? I like the story because, like, seriously, some people be like, well, man, you just ain't watched the game. I don't care about, you hanging out with your dad. You watch your dad. You seen the fire. I don't care about all that. I do. I care about all that, Deke. The same way when we talk stats and we talking players, I'm like, I want to hear more than just a number. I wanted to know, like, I want to know this. I need to hear that. I need to feel this. Same concept, man. So I appreciate
Could this be a game throughout the season?
Did he watch it or did he not?
Every podcast is just like, all right, how many Pens games have you watched? Did you watch the last Pens game?
Absolutely, man.
This could be a game. I'm trying. I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
And what I'll do is this, though. What I'll do is this, man.
But I'm going to be straight up if I don't watch it.
No. And this is the thing. What I'll start doing is this, man. I might even hold your hand and give you the hey, yo, Pens playing at this time. Send you the text. Just to give you throw it out there, a little lifeline.
You should.
You know what I mean? But either way, I would say this, man. Friday night's game definitely wasn't as impressive. Obviously, you said they scored the 2 goals, but as a whole, man,
was it more of the same shit?
It definitely was, man. Game? Yeah, and that's what it looked like. They ended up pulling Tristan Jarry later in the game as well because he was struggling. I think they said to that point he had allowed 6 goals and like 31 shots or something ridiculous. So they end up pulling him in that game, and then Casey DeSmith comes in and ends up finishing it out. But as a whole, they were still, like I said, they played better Friday than they did the opening night. But you could just tell the Flyers, man, they like the more physical team, the more crisp team, and they just executed better. Now, Sid, the kid, he still scored in both of those games, but he started out hot this season. And then you get the game, the big time matchup, right? You got the Pens, you got the Caps, you got Sid the Kid, you got Alex Ovechkin, Ovi. I mean, come on, baby. You talk about storylines and names. Everything was there in this matchup. And it lived up to the billing, man, from start to finish. The game was back and forth, man. Good scoring. Even when you would see times where you would think the Pens are going to fall back to what we've seen Friday from them and earlier in their first two games, it's like, nah, they kept responding. They kept executing well in the special teams element, right? We talked about the power plays, how they would struggle, in those first couple of games. They did a lot better with that. And for me, I'd have to tip my cap to Casey DeSmith. As much as
they started him,
they did, and he played well.
What was the final score?
Final score ended up being 4-3.
Okay.
They ended up winning, like I said, in the shootout. But the thing that was impressive about Casey was this. Throughout the game, so we talked about with Jari how we felt like some of the goals, like, and we gave the analogy of the Minka Fitzpatrick. Even though your defense in front of you might have messed up, you can still make a play. Like, it's not against the rules for Minka to make an open field tackle after a blown coverage. Like, you can still do that. And we weren't getting that with Jari initially, right? In those first two games. With Casey, though, you were seeing it. Like, granted, even though he gave us some goals, you were still seeing him.
Was that more defense, those goals?
It was a mix of it. It was a mix, but as a whole, we didn't see any goals where you just were like, come on, bro. Like
that was a good shot by the offense. Right. That would have been tough.
Like one Alex Ovechkin, he hits a crazy little backhand. He's just like, all right, bro, like, you're not stopping that. That's over.
Yeah.
So it looked good. But then you see him during the overtime period, right? Sudden death overtime. Clutch. Man, shut him down. And the thing that I also like was how they cut down the amount of players on the ice too. I've noticed it before, but I've never paid attention to it to that extent. Yeah. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But it made the action happen so much faster because obviously it's not as congested out there. So you see DeSmith out there doing his thing, still getting big time stops in the overtime period. And then you get the shootout. And I love the shootout because it reminds me of the Mighty Ducks, right? It reminds me of just this, okay. You got this, so you got that. So you're seeing him. All right, he takes out the first guy. He gets the second guy, third guy, fourth. You're like, oh, snap. And then it's Alex Ovechkin time. You're like, oh, God. Oh, man, we need it. Sid the Kid had just got stopped. Malkin had just missed. We're sitting like, bruh.
Was it 0-0? Did we score it all?
So we scored. Jake Gunsel scored. Okay. He was literally I think either the last guy or the fourth guy in our shootout lineup to score. So you got to realize once he scores, it's right around that same time we're looking at Ovi like, all right, now this could get interesting. But sure enough, man, DeSmith, great save, ends it, and we're going nuts on social media. Like, yo, this is how you kick off a Sunday game. And I feel like we needed that as Pittsburgh fans too, because let's be real, dating back to the Steelers' performance against the Browns in the wild card round, then from there having to see both of our division rivals advancing to the division games, and then the Pens looking bad the first two games of the season, getting outplayed. Man, we were all kind of on the ropes like, yo, we need something positive. We need just a glimpse of hope, anything, right? Let our stars be stars, because after Friday's game, it wasn't a conversation of our stars. The conversation was, all right, maybe it's time to start looking elsewhere. Maybe we need to start blowing this thing up, as we talked about. I laughed. I was like, man, it's crazy. These conversations sound just like the Steelers, right? But Sunday happened, changed the whole dynamic. Everybody was on a high note. So I appreciate you, Pens. As I tweeted out, I appreciate Sunday hockey because it got me in the mood for sports for the rest of the day. And I was on one. From start to finish Sunday, I just loved it. I loved it.
When's the next game?
Next game is Tuesday, so they'll play. So tomorrow, and they'll be playing the Caps as well. Because the way they're doing it, as you alluded in the first podcast, we talked about it. They're doing a bunch of 2 and 3 game series, but they'll be staying basically whoever you're playing is playing them back to back. Just so that way you cut down on the travel and stuff like that. So I like how they're very strategic. The NHL we're talking about in terms of how they structure, like I said, the divisions. You got North, South, East, and West. But more importantly, the scheduling of the games. They're going to keep these guys pretty much in the same general area while they're doing these back-to-back stuff like that. So like I said, it was good. It was a good start though for the weekend for the NHL guys, man.
All right, so one game until the next podcast. Let's see if I can do it. I'm already thinking if I got plans or something tomorrow night.
You are funny, man. I don't even know if they have like the
Oh, they do. They got highlights on YouTube.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna ask is, you know how like with NFL, we got,
like an NHL Game Pass,
where you could go back and watch the condensed
and honestly,
broadcast.
that would be
clutch if they did.
So yeah, what are typically the NFL games? Those are around 30 or 40 minutes whenever they condense them
when
down.
they condense it 30, yeah.
I'm sure that'd be the same thing with NHL. How many times are the periods? Are 20 minutes?
20 minutes, 3 periods.
Oh shit, it'd be like 60 then, because that's like legit time.
Yeah,
They would cut out the commercial and stuff. Yeah, because with the NFL, in between the plays, they'll cut that out, and that's when the time's still rolling. Mm-hmm. NHL, you got the full time.
Yeah.
All right, so that's not a lot to ask, right?
It's not though, bro.
It's not a lot.
It's not. It's not, bro. That's all I'm saying. I think you could do it, bro.
We'll see.
I think I have faith in you. So I put it like this: I have more faith in you to watch Pens games
than I said every NFL game.
No, not even every NFL game, because I think everybody knew that was nonsense. But when you told us you was gonna watch 10 Pirates games, I have more confidence in you with the Pens than the Pirates watching 10 of those games. That's all I'm saying.
Did I say
bro.
10 or did I say everyone?
You definitely said 10. At first you said everyone. And I was like, you're not watching everyone. And then you were like, all right, we'll set the over under at 10. And I think you might have got to 2.
I think 1.5.
Yeah, tops. It was bad, bro.
That was embarrassing. Because I was just at that point. I'm like, give me my damn sports back. I'll watch anything. I did watch. You know what? I did actually watch a fair amount of NBA. But you're right. Pirates, no go.
Yeah. Because, see, for me, that was when I was a sports junkie. I think I turned on, it was either Korean baseball, or that was like the only live baseball that was going to, it would happen like 2 a.m. Yeah, it was bad, bro.